your step.
Good afternoon. We are in service and on the air from Universal's Islands of Adventure. I have the icon of icons right over my left shoulder here. This is the Islands of Adventure Lighthouse for those who have never been here. Also, on this very spot I'm standing, it's the very place I got engaged 3 years ago. So it's a very special spot. It'll be 3 years in June, so coming up. Anyway, why am I here today? Well, it is May, and if y'all in the theme park industry, or the theme park fandom if you will, probably got some news recently that the Poseidons Fury attraction is closing forever. Why is that going on? Nobody's quite sure. I worked here last year as a paramedic, and I can tell you that that attraction was closed for a long time while they did a significant refurb on it. Universal spent a ton of money and they repainted the whole building. I worked in the, I'll show you where I worked when we go over there, but I thought I'd stop by today and maybe we'll walk through it. It is a walkthrough attraction. Its official last day is the 9th of May, so coming up basically a week from Friday, I believe. I mean, realistically, this is one of the last, outside of ET, this is one of the last remaining original attractions here at Islands of Adventure. ET still stands at Universal, which I think it'll stand for forever because there was an agreement when that ride was built. I believe the same with Jurassic Park, that Steven Spielberg had to sign off on it in order for it to be removed, and I don't believe that's going to happen. And plus, those rides are iconic in their own way. But Poseidon's Fury is not based on any intellectual properties or anything. It's based on the god, Greek mythology god Poseidon, and is a really cool water and fire show with live actors. It's pretty impressive the way the whole show went together. I saw it years ago when I was here on vacation with my mom, and I was amazed. You're walking into this giant set. This set is enormous, so if you haven't seen it, and those who have seen it know what I'm talking about, like the set pieces that they use for this thing are gigantic. You know, it is on a very much a grand scale, and it also uses forced perspective as well. But there's a lot of water features, which are some of my favorites. I love water features anywhere I go. But anyway, it uses water features, it uses special effects, it uses live actors, and impressive sound that basically surrounds you the entire time. It is an adventure that culminates in a live action performance. So I think it's a very cool show. So I'm not sure if we can film this thing or not. I know they're, because of the way this is done, they're kind of particular about that, so obviously don't want to break any rules, but I will film around the property, and then if I can film the actual attraction, I will, believe me. But again, don't want to step on any toes, do anything illegal, because I know with some of these live action performances, I think it's more so the light that they don't want that emits from these cameras or cell phones. It can be very distracting to the actors, actresses. So I think that's one of the main reasons. Plus some of it I think is, you know, it's an original story, possibly owned by Universal. Maybe they don't, I mean, I'm not sure. But anyway, we're gonna walk over there. Plus I also want to see the new shirt that came out that is specifically made for Poseidon's Fury. It's kind of a, like all the other shirts that have come and gone. Great movie ride. You know, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge that replaced the Osborne family Christmas lights, dueling dragons. You know, all these things have, a lot of these attractions, Universe of Energy, have had a commemorative t-shirt that, you know, celebrates the attraction and then has the date listed on it too, the last day of operation for it. So that's what we're going to check out, and also talk about what's possibly coming to this land. High rumors it's going to be Legend of Zelda themed, but why I'm not that thrilled with that, I'll explain why a little later. Not that I don't want Super Nintendo or Zelda but the Lost Continent and Islands of Adventure is again, it's one of the last areas of non-intellectual property. It's based off strictly imagination. To me, that makes it very special. So sadly, a lot of that stuff is going away for more intellectual properties. But I'll show you what I think is coming to that land, and then we'll, you know, talk some rumors and again, show you just the beautiful area and how gigantic this attraction is. So we're going to head inside the Islands of Adventure. 3 park pass. Good to go. And this is the port of entry for Islands of Adventure. I honestly think this is going to be a small taste of what we're going to experience with Epic Universe. Again, for those that don't know, that's being built about 5 miles from here. Brand new Universal theme park, slated to open 2025. Personally, I think it's going to be ready by late next year. But just watching that come together is unbelievable. Go online. So to get to the Lost Continent, you can actually get there both ways. You could go by the Hulk, but then it's going to take you all the way around by Jurassic Park. And then over there, this way is much easier. You cut through Seuss Landing, bang, right at the Lost Continent. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Whoops, wrong park. Future vlog, I'm going to come in and do an entire in-depth look at Seuss Landing. This is again, incredible detail, incredible theming. Big fan of this part of the park. And also, outside of Grad Bash, which is kind of going on select nights, this is a great time to be here at Universal. Not been busy at all. Checked last night. Hagrid's 30-minute wait, 2 hours before park close. This is a great time of year to be at these parks. So we are very close. Lost Continent, where we're heading, right that way. Although I just got to stop for a minute. I got to give a shout out to the parents behind me. Obviously, I'm not going to put them in view or anything, but as I was walking past, there was little boy was not happy. He was crying. He was sad because they're taking him back to the hotel room for a break. They obviously are staying here on property, so they're going to go back, take a break, take a nap, and then come back to the parks later on in the afternoon. And you know how it is when you're young. You're having a great time. You don't want to leave a wonderful place like this. But this is the point I try to drive home every time. Parents, whether you have kids or don't have kids with you, I cannot emphasize how important that afternoon break is. It makes your day so much better. Instead of going, as we used to say in the automotive industry, from ding to dong all day, get here early, ride rides, and then right about this time, it's about 2 o'clock, go back to the resort, enjoy the resort, take a nap, take a break, and then come back about 5:30 or so. You will have such a much better time. And he told his son, he goes, you know, we're going to be here at the park for a lot of days, and we're going to be having long days, so it's really important that you get some rest in the middle of the day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. He's like, you're going to have such a much better time if you take a little nap. And of course, you know, the sun started coming around, but thank you, Mom and Dad of those little ones, for doing that. That makes such a big difference. And everybody else watching, utilize that same strategy. You will get so much more out of your vacation. And that's any vacation. That's outside of Disney World, Universal, outside of the Orlando area, wherever you go. Utilize a good afternoon break. You can't beat a good afternoon break in a nap. Just recharges the batteries. All right, onward to the Lost Continent. Or what some may have said was possibly Beastly Kingdom. We have arrived. Lost Continent. At times, they sometimes have flames coming out of that torch there. This was the land back in the day when I visited here for the very first time ever, and when I was here during Bike Week of 2006. we took a break on Wednesday during Bike Week and came out here to visit, because coming from Indiana, I had never seen anything quite like this before. So we came to Universal Studios and I was hooked instantly. So this is Lost Continent. And when I was here last, Hogsmeade, Harry Potter Land wasn't here yet. It was all part of this Lost Continent area. When they built Harry Potter Land, or Hogsmeade, or the Wizarding World, whatever you want to call it, when I worked here, we had to refer to it as the Wizarding World, not Harry Potter Land. So when it was, before it was the Wizarding World, it was all Lost Continent. They used to have a restaurant out here that was shaped like a tree. They had this restaurant that I'm currently standing in front of. This is Mythos. They had the Poseidons Adventure, and they also had the Dueling Dragons, was the original name, later turned to Dragon Challenge after the Harry Potter remodel. So there is a little bit still left in this land from the original. This is one of them. This restaurant, if you ever get a chance while you're here, I highly recommend dining here. Some of the best food you'll ever find. It keeps getting rated over and over and over. One of the top theme park restaurants, I believe it's in the world. And you got to get here early to get an early reservation, or I believe you can do it through the app, but make them early because they are hard to get and they book up fast. So I'm going to spin around to my right. It's going to land us right at Poseidons Fury. When I tell you this thing is on a grand scale, if you look at Poseidon's trident and then the people in front of it, you can really appreciate the sheer size of this thing. And there's the temple. The theming on this is on point. Of course. I come out here to do this for y'all, and guess what? The attraction is down. They're evacuating. People are leaving. That's my luck, though. And again, there's a lot of stuff going on with this attraction. So these things happen. Yeah, all these people coming out were part of the show, so something must have gone down. So this is Poseidon's Fury, Escape from the Lost City. And it is, like I said, it is incredible. One awesome attraction. But while we're here, I'm going to check out the gift shop because we'll see if they still have some of those Poseidon's Fury shirts left. I hope they do. I mean, look at this. Look at the theming here. It's a lot to be appreciated around here. When I worked here, this attraction wasn't open. They were still revamping it, remodeling it, updating it, whatever you want to call it, refurb. So I couldn't go in there, but man, I would love to go in there now. So here it is. This is the shirts right here. Seek the trident, restore the peace. Poseidon's Fury, escape from the lost city. Visit the final tour, closure notice, Professor Elias Baxter's final tour departing base camp, May 9th, 2023. This is so cool. So, shirt in hand. I'm glad I stopped in there because people were buying quite a few. A young lady in front of me bought almost $100 some in shirts. So I don't think Universal has the same restrictions like Disney does on certain merch where they only allow you to buy 2. So people are definitely buying these because, again, they're kind of they're going to be a unique item in another week or so when this attraction closes down permanently. So this is still the Lost Continent. Back here is actually where all the bathrooms are, and tucked back in this little corner here is first aid. This is where, when I was assigned to work out here, this is one of the spots I was at. It was actually different last year for a while because there's COVID measures are still in place. So they had a stanchion here with like a strap around where you couldn't walk in without going to the phone first. You had to pick up the phone, it would ring inside, somebody would pick it up, they'd say what they needed. Unless it was something that's truly emergent, you'd come out here and you'd treat people right here. Honestly, I'm glad that's over. That was just a pain in the ass. That phone would ring off the hook. I get why they did it. You know, they're just trying to protect people, but It was such a process. So, and then if you needed to treat them, you had to go inside, and it was just a whole big mess. Versus now, people can just walk in and go to the front counter in there and just get what you need, or whatever. Much easier now. Before I had left, they had removed all of the restrictive things, and now you just walk in. It's much better. And then back here is one of the old shows that is also no longer in service. This was the building back here. This is the 8th voyage of Sinbad. I never got to see it, but I've seen some of the footage from YouTube of the show. Show looked really cool. It was right inside here somewhere. Oh yeah, there's the main entrance right here. So actually, we're behind construction walls. So I used to come in through here, and then somewhere around here, maybe back this way, is the actual theater entrance. I've been in there once. Sometimes they'll utilize this, well, not anymore, but they'll utilize this for overflow for Hagrid's when the line gets long. You can see the stanchions here. But I believe this goes back into the theater back here, which I think it does. Yeah. It's supposed to be a great show. This is a gigantic building, by the way. When the Hogwarts Express, you can see the rails right through the trees. You cut through there to go to the Hogwarts Express to go over to Universal side. You can see the backside of this building from over there. This is a huge building. So you have this right here, plus back here, this is the show building for Poseidon's Fury. So the thought process is, what are they going to do with all this? Sinbad's never reopened after the great reopening. It stayed closed, and Poseidon's Fury actually did reopen. But then again, they closed it for a lengthy refurbishment. So there was a ton of property back here. So a lot of people are guessing they tear this down, and take this whole area, because it's got that mythological theme to it, turn it into a Legend of Zelda land. I'm not completely 100% against it, but what sucks is that, like I said earlier, these are some of the last remaining pieces of original ideas, things that people had to actually imagine, and it's just so much creativity here. So walking up here, they actually have this open, so clearly they've been using this overflow, but this is one of the theater entrances right here to the Sinbad show. This is a big oh yeah, they got people in there. So a lot of it is still together. This was another one. Live actors, a lot of stunts, a lot of water features, a lot of cool effects. If you ever get a chance, go to YouTube and put in, I believe it's the Sinbad Adventure, Islands of Adventure. If you do that, it'll take you to some of those shows, and you can check it out. I think it's really cool. So I'm guessing that this is going to probably come down with the Poseidon's Fury, which again, these are 2 gigantic buildings. Or maybe they'll keep them and turn them into show builds on different shows. I highly doubt it though. This is a huge prime location for a gigantic attraction. And then this is also the entrance and exit for the lower level of the stage area. So awesome building, awesome structure. Right here at the exit is the Treasures of Poseidon. There were some people talking to the team members inside. Apparently all of this is going to stay open after this closes. So probably the work walls will start about here, but the shops will remain. Oh, the other thing I have to check out too is the All Hallows Boutique. That's around here somewhere as well. But the one nice thing about this is the attraction is closed, but you can walk pretty much up to the building. So I'll take you all on a little tour here. I mean, even the theming, like look at the theming. Something simple, but there's even scroll work done in the water here on the concrete. Very neat. So this is actually the exit of the attraction. You come out this way after the show's done. And then this, over on this side, is where you queue up to go in. And having been in here before, so basically what they do is they take groups every, I think it's 20 minutes or so. You queue up out here, and then they take you in by the group. There's obviously only so many people that can go in there, but they'll take you in group by group. And it can take a while. If this is a busy line, you know, during the holiday, Christmas seasons, busy season, spring break, the attraction wait time for this can get up towards of an hour or more. And if you look, basically this little opening back here, that's where you start to go into the actual building, close to where the show begins. This queue line goes all the way back here. So you have this here, and then it winds its way all the way around, all the way back here. And again, talking about theming, check out the concrete. I mean, just, oh, so cool. And they have the misters down here. You really get a good view of the statue here. So Lost City, Poseidon's Fury. This statue here literally looks like it's been broken in half. You know, you got the two legs still there, and the arm with the trident right over there. And I believe laying over there, I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to take a closer look, but this, again, it's stunning. Remember, I still never forget the first time I saw this. I'm like, and again, I didn't know it was an walk there. I thought it was a ride. But yeah, very cool. And also, you'll know when it's pretty much, as we would say, close to a walk-on or start right now. You'll see it'll say wait time the next show 15 or 20 minutes. If that's the case, not a lot of line. If it's more than that, you're going to be waiting a little bit. But I have a feeling as we get into the days closest to this closing, it's going to have quite a bit of people. Now I'm going to give you all just a little ambiance. I'm going to shut my mouth. I'm just going to walk around and we'll get some of the very, very calming water features and just natural noise of this area. By the way, that guy up there looks like Merman, one of Skeletor's henchmen from the He-Man days. For all you 80s people out there. Or all of you that were born and raised during the best decade around the 1980s. this piece right here, this is actually the head of the statue. You see the eyes, the crown. This is probably, guessing, the statue of Poseidon that was just completely demolished. So there are rumors that this area was supposed to originally be at Disney's Animal Kingdom. If you go to Animal Kingdom and look, and you're walking towards the ticket booths and all that, where the sign says Disney's Animal Kingdom, look to your far left. You'll see a dragon statue head on the boards overhead. On the other ones, there's different animals that are represented in the park that represent the different lands in Animal Kingdom. If you go all the way to the left, you'll see a dragon. There was supposed to be an addition called Beastly Kingdom, which was going to have a dragon-themed roller coaster. It was going to be a very mythological dragon-themed land. It never happened. Strong rumors and the myths and everything that surrounds that rumor was that those plans came here to Islands of Adventure when it was being built in the late 90s. So look it up. It's an interesting read. You can find it on Google, look through it on YouTube. Everybody's got their own theories and ideas, but there's strong evidence that this was originally supposed to be at Disney's Animal Kingdom, but Universal is like, yoink, we'll take that. Yeah, it used to have the year. This is Mythos right here. And again, whatever they do if this turns into a Legend of Zelda land, if that is truly what they're doing, I mean, they can't get rid of Mythos. This restaurant is legendary. It used to have the numbers down there. It said awarded world's best theme park restaurant by Theme Park Insider. It said 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. Now that it's been awarded so many times, they just took the number off it. So it's just world best theme park restaurant, but it is very incredible in there. So it looks like Poseidon's Fury is going to be delayed for quite a while. Not sure what happened in there, but probably my guess is one of the special effects, because the way that attraction is, if the effects aren't working correctly, the show just doesn't jive. So clearly, obviously, they want to have the guests to have a premium experience, which is absolutely what they deserve. So I'm going to take a stroll out of the park for today. Got some really cool footage. They have a cool presentation here. My guess is this is probably for Grad Bash, which is still going on. But real quick at the wakeboard, not bad right now. Middle of the afternoon. So Hagrid's is only an hour, which is really good. Fear Falls 10, Spider-Man 10, 20 for Skull Island, 25 Pteranodon, 5, 30 for the Seuss Trolley, Barges 10, 35 Ripsaw, 35 for Velocicoaster. Yeah, Poseidon's Fury is delayed. And 15 minutes for the castle ride at Hogsmeade. I always say too, this entryway has a lot of the similar theming as, or the port of entry as they'd say, has a lot of the theming like over there in the Lost Continent. Also on the way out, a lot of the gift shops here at Universal now have the specific Harry Potter and Speed and Marvel themed Lego sets. I looked at this because I've seen these advertised before. They're the Harry Potter books made of Legos, and they open up into a really cool set. And I was like, check this out. $2. Not really. 42. But that'd be cool if it was on sale for $2, right? And a lot of times people will buy these sets specifically for the minifigures that come with them, because that's the only way to get them. Anybody that's watching this that was a fan of the Lego Dimensions knows what I'm talking about. Those minifigs that came in those Lego Dimensions sets, some of them are worth a small fortune now. If you've ever followed Universal's construction progress when they add new things to their parks, if you notice, it goes one and the other and back and forth, and usually they get two different attractions. Yeah, Universal is just wrapping up the The new Minions expansion should be opening anytime soon. And then before that, they had a couple other additions. And then Islands of Adventure didn't get anything. So it's definitely Islands of Adventure's turn for new attractions. But also, they're doing all this on top of building a brand new theme park, which is just incredible. You know, Disney, I love Disney. I really do. But I'm telling you, in another year or so, competition's going to get fierce. Once Epic Universe opens up, things are going to be very, very, very competitive, because that will make Universal a week-long destination versus right now you could probably do it in a couple days, which a lot of people do Disney in a week because of all its theme parks. But with Epic Universe opening up, whole different story. That park is going to be the size, if not bigger, of City Walk, Universal, and Islands of Adventure all combined. Give you an idea of the size, the sheer size of that place. And it's going to have its own on-site hotel. Wow, I can't wait for it to open. You can still see some of the remnants of Mardi Gras. All the beads on the trees. They didn't cover this one this year though. I think they blocked people from doing it. There's a few in there though. However, during Mardi Gras, this tree, they got this one. This is what the other tree used to look like, except the whole tree looked like that. Pretty fun tradition here during the Mardi Gras time. These probably will stay here till next Mardi Gras next year. Famous bead tree. Had a great trip out here. It was kind of a shorter visit, but with the attraction being down, that's what I came to do. So, you know, don't want to fill this with a lot of other unnecessary stuff. I hope you all enjoyed this. Today, Main Street Fire Rescue was in service. Poseidons Fury was out of service. And with that, Main Street Fire Rescue out of service. I'll see you all next time. Remember, the future is what you make of it, so make it a good one, all of you. Reminds me of where Mr. Burns was getting his physical and he rode the escalator up, came around and came back down the other side, says, I'm a big boy. Also, y'all that are here, especially if you don't live in Florida, take care of yourself. I can't tell you how many sunburns we've been treating lately. Man, y'all, in Florida, 20 minutes you can get burned down here. And ease off that sunscreen. That stuff turns you into a giant mirror and burns the crap out of your skin. Just saying. They don't advertise it that way, but that's what it does. So, ease on the sunscreen. Take it easy in the sun, especially your first few days. Let your body adjust. Then go out and have fun. These people, they get torched on day 1 or 2, and they're in trouble. You know, their vacation, they're miserable for the rest of their vacation. So go easy on that stuff.